This is Sector 17, a Minecraft server that is currently in its 4th season, meaning that we have reset the world and started over 4 times now. On screen now are some images of the builds that have taken place on this server, most of which have gone undocumented outside of the community. So I guess I'm changing that this season. For this season, I've decided to try my best to tell my story on the server, so hopefully you enjoy. Welcome to episode 1 of Sector 17, season 4. The server started out perfectly, with no issues at all. None.
Hey, what's going on here?
No!
Is anybody else
something.
falling to the world?
Yeah.
I'm falling.
Well, I'm not falling.
Oh,
in.
and I'm gonna die.
What a warm welcome.
Disconnect for a
Hold
minute.
on, let me just,
Wait, what the fuck?
I know the
Everybody
solution to this,
dies.
hold on. After such an uneventful start, I began to play the game how most would. I punched trees. However, due to spawn being fairly crowded, as well as being chased by Shrek, I decided to head out on my own to see what the world had to offer. Guys, I need help, Shrek is
Okay.
following me. Soon, I found a cave, where I thought I would be setting up for the season, as it was close to spawn and a decent spot for building. In reality, I would spend about a minute here, where I would make wooden tools, and then quickly upgrade to stone ones before leaving, searching for a better cave to live in. After a not-so-quick run-in with a creeper,
Thank you though.
I found a second cave, where I got some coal, copper, and a bit of iron. After exploring deeper into the cave, I found it was a dead end, which was not somewhere I wanted to live. So again, I left searching for something better than my first 2 attempts at shelter. I then sailed along the coast for a bit, where I came across a small peninsula. There, I found an azalea tree. After a lot of digging, and I mean a lot of digging, it took me down into the negatives, I finally uncovered the lush cave I was searching for. After a little bit of maneuvering, I made my way into the cave, where I discovered what would be my home for this season, which made me very excited in the moment. I know where I'm gonna live. I then got absolutely destroyed by a witch and quickly ran away, frantically taking screenshots of my coordinates in case I died and had to come back to the cave again. Luckily, I escaped, but I would need to do a bit of prep if I wanted to get to the Amethyst Geode and make my cave into a proper base. I healed up in the safety of a dirt hole and decided it was time to invest in some iron armor, as well as an iron axe. I then ventured out to get some wool, which I used to make a bed so I could set my spawn just in case I died in my battle with the witch. Feeling prepared to take down the witch, I finally ventured back into the cave where I found that the witch had despawned while I was making a bed, meaning that I had prepared myself to fight nothing. With that situation handled, I put my efforts into clearing out the cave, where, using all my skills available to me, I almost died to a skeleton. That was spooky. Being not at all shaken up by my 3rd near-death experience, I cleared out some more mobs. I then made a very coherent plan up in my head about how I would make my base. Because that's cool, and then I think I'll build like a little... Yeah. I'm gonna build like wooden ring, kind of like half circle thing here, over this. Then maybe go like behind the waterfall part of my house. After that, I got some materials together and began construction on my base. I began... Past me, can you please stop clicking on the amethyst and actually get to work on this thing? Wow, he is still going, huh? As I was saying, I had gathered materials and started construction on my base, and honestly, things were going really well. I even felt proud enough to take screenshots. I then started on my potato farm, since I had no food, and while it wasn't much, it was enough for the time being. Soon after, I abducted an axolotl for the cutest predator achievement, before walking around with it, where I then decided to just put it back where I found it. After abducting the axolotl, I thought I should go to hell, so that's what I did. But after a quick look around, I decided it wasn't for me, and decided to leave. After leaving Hell, I continued working on the potato farm, thinking that the more food I had, the better. In between working on the potato farms, I decided to pillar up to build height, where I took one look into the endless void, and jumped off, falling all the way down to bedrock for the Caves and Cliffs achievement. Of course, once wasn't enough for me, so I went all the way back up and jumped right back off. I could only take a break from farming for so long as I needed to get food, so I made a few more potato farms. I didn't need that many since I was living alone on the server and I only really needed to provide for myself, so I settled on a small number of potato plots, not really wanting to overextend my resources. I ended up making just 10. I ended up with 31. That's a lot.